you for grave where my uche day, Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Pekin don't fall. Now watch up, I'm raw. We self they shake my hand, no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now dust we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know, babe.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little other they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts, we no go fail you. If we hold this love, their death go burn you.
Oh, make we try, oh.
Back up joints with a trembling, oh. Hey. If we no join, our children go so.
This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word. Listen to Biafran. I'm really telling you a story about the one lady girl. Polly they go to work to. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The driver they go. The driver they go. Opposite Udi. But the right hand the side. Along the school road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver. The driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the funny boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting. This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word. Listen to Biafran.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this evening quick program. We promise to be coming in on the evening time to spend some few time with the Biafran people, and we are going to continue to do that as much as we can. It is going to be a very quick one. I'm not going to take much of your time. So please, as you join us, try as much as possible to be patient, cooperate with us, share the program as you join. Wherever you are joining from, please share. It's very important that you share so that we can reach to as many people as possible. One of the ways you can be able to help the message of Biafra is by sharing the program. Each time you come across the program, you share it and make sure we get to the people that need to hear us. The battle for the soul of Biafra has intensified. We are in a battle for the soul of Biafra. And for us to win this battle, every hand must be on deck. Everybody must be busy working the best way we can. Whatever you know you can contribute, the time is now. The responsibility lies on you, lies on me. Nobody is going to do this job for us except we do it. That is why we have to take responsibility and start supporting the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra that have been declared on the 29th of November 2024. Declaring the United States of Biafra is one thing, another thing is sustaining it. To sustain the United States of Biafra is not a child's play. You can't sustain it by propaganda. You cannot sustain it by lies. You cannot sustain it by command and control. You cannot sustain it by just speaking. You cannot sustain it by pushing different kinds of narrative that doesn't hold water. You will only sustain it in truth. Most importantly, be truthful in everything you are doing. That is how we can sustain it. We have come a long way. We have fought a good fight. And at every point in time, Chukwu Okike have always saved us. And he is ready to save us again. But in the midst of Chukwu Okike trying to save us, what about you? Are you ready to be saved? Are you ready to be saved? It is important we continue to create awareness of what is happening and what is about to happen. There is war that is looming. There is war looming everywhere, in the east, in the west, in the north, in the south. If you think it's a joke, you have to think again. If you think it's a child's play, you have to think again. Wherever you are, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okike to please try as much as possible to do your best and do your part. Nelson Mark, you say I restricted you from commenting on David Herbert's channel. I don't know how that happened. I'm not sure that is true, but if it is, we're going to check it and see what really transpired. What did you do that made me to restrict you? What comment did you write on the comment section that made me to restrict you? I hardly restrict people. I hardly block people. So whenever I restrict somebody, there must be something wrong. There must be something wrong. What did you do? What did you do? I'm asking. I'm going to look towards that. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, we have a nation to defend. We have a nation to defend. And we must defend that nation. Wherever you are as a Biafran, the time to defend our land is now. The time to defend our land is now. If we do not defend our land, the enemy is going to take over our land completely. This is not the time when we say, oh, they are coming, they are at the gates, they are here already. The enemies of Biafra are here already. Those who want to take our land, they are here already. What we are saying today is that we must rise up and do what we have to do. Every one of us have to know that we are soldiers. Remember, Master Simon Ekpa said that it will get to a extent where everybody will be equipped. That Nigeria might put us to the stage where everybody will be equipped to fight this battle and win it. And we have gotten to that stage. The kind of bloodletting we are seeing in Biafra land today is unimaginable. Some of us have allowed the enemies to use us against our own people. Some of us have allowed ourselves to be used against our own people. And it is really, really bad. The enemy have eaten deep into our midst. The enemies have penetrated very, very deep in the course of this restoration of Biafra. And all is not going well, I must tell you. It is scary when you see the rate of sabotage we are seeing today. When you hear the confessions that is coming from people who claim to be fighting for Biafra, people, you go to their platform, you support them, you give them super chat, you praise them, you clap for them. When you hear their confession today, how do you feel in your heart? Are you not worried? Are you not disturbed? As for me, I am very, very worried. I am extremely worried. Is this how we are going to overcome the battle? Time has come when every one of us have to begin to look inwards as an individual to renew our mind. We must begin to think of how to renew our mind and begin to think as human. The humanity in us is almost dead. The humanity in us is almost dead. And it's much, much painful when we see this in the life of those that claim to be Biafra. You want a new nation. You want a Biafra where things will be done accordingly, where fraud will not be allowed. A Biafra where people will be treated equal and respected. A Biafra where propaganda and blackmail will not reign supreme. That is the Biafra we want. But you as an individual, what are you doing on your own to make sure that we get that Biafra that we want? What are you doing? Time has come, we have to start working on ourselves as individuals. Time has come for us to begin to work on ourselves as individuals. If we don't, it is going to be very, very difficult. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu fought a very wonderful fight. We saw how it all ended. Our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa fought a great fight. You saw how it ended. And today, while we are waiting for our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze is there piloting the ship, and you see what is happening. We have come a very long way, and we cannot afford to go back. It is sad that we are where we are today. We have had great warriors. In the morning, I was able to play the video of the ES, a proud security outfit that we had. A security outfit that was launched and the entire Nigeria was shaking. Everybody was jealous of it. All of a sudden, we woke up and saw it destroyed completely. Our Prime Minister came up again, tried as much as possible to build a security outfit, secured some of the members of ESN, only for us to wake up again and see that it has been destroyed. And today, we are starting all the way from the beginning. And you see the bloodletting that is happening. It is heartbreaking. For us to lose the presence of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, some of you don't know what we lost. We lost something that is unimaginable. It's the heavy blow. I don't think there's another blow that will be like the absence of Mazi Simon Ekpa. The absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was shocking. We understand. But in terms of this restoration and the procedures, at least Mazen Nadnekan did not kick off the march. He wanted to march and he was stopped. But Mazen Simon Ekpa kicked off the march, started marching, and with the military experience he had, with the military training he had, he was able to manage the Liberation Army. He was able to secure the Liberation Army. He was able to take the mandate to the highest level when it comes to self-defense. I cannot begin to compare Mazi Simon Ekpa with Dr. Ngozi Orebose. There is no comparison anyway. With the knowledge and wisdom of Mazi Simon Ekpa and experience and as an ex-military man, you should know there are certain things he can do that the present government cannot do. There are certain steps he will take that the present government cannot take. There are certain things he will read that the present government cannot read. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, we must continue to put our chaplet in the waters and continue to pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa to join us, or else things are going to get bad. We must continue to pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa to join us. If not, I don't know what is going to happen in the future. But I pray that Chukwu Okike will send us a Redeemer and direct us and teach us what to do. It is sad that those who were supposed to support this government, those who were supposed to support the Deputy Prime Minister to make this government effective, many of them derailed from the beginning for one reason or the other. For one reason or the other, they derailed. We lost it immediately after the declaration. On the 29th of November, a declaration that you and I signed our signature. If you didn't go to Finland, you signed your signature through the self-referendum. That self-referendum is a signature that you put down and say that you are part of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. That was a direct declaration and say that you support the declaration of the independent state of Biafra. It is sad that after every one of us agreed on that, we wake up and we just realize that some other individuals have decided to go a different way. And they began to fight the same thing that they promoted. They began to go against the same thing which they are supposed to work for. It is heartbreaking. That was the greatest sabotage of all time. The greatest sabotage that have ever happened in the course of this journey. For you to go back and begin to fight against something that you signed your signature to. Today, look at where we are. And while we were busy telling people to go the right way, follow the structure, some of you, even up to now, they pretend not to know what the structure is. Up till now, as we speak, some people still pretend not to know what the structure is, even with the confession that is coming. Even those who are confessing, for those ones who know they have lost conscience, you know, the reason it is not good to tell lies. It is not good to tell lies because there's a point you get in telling lies, you cannot go back. There is a point you get in telling lies, deceiving people. At a certain stage at a certain point, you get to the point of no return. And that is what I see in most of these people today who are falling back and falling front and doing whatever they are doing. They have gotten to the stage of no return. And I'm not expecting them to return. My concern is the Biafrans that they are deceiving, that are still going to their platform to listen to them and follow them. That is where my concern is. What else do you want to hear that you have not heard? What information do you want to get from these people that you have not yet gotten? That is my question. Here we are. Every one of us have seen what we are going through in Nigeria. You have seen the atrocities of Nigerian government against the Biafran people, and you know they are not stopping. They're not stopping. They are not stopping. The Nigerian government is not stopping in the dehumanization of Biafrans, taking the life of innocent Biafran, committing genocide. They are not stopping. If you think they will stop, you are joking. They are not going to stop. We are supposed to be united in defending our land. After we have done a great job, just the absence of Mazi Simon Ekpa, in few days, all hell break loose. All hell break loose. People began to do what they like. Criminality began to increase. Selfish interest, self-centeredness, love for money kicked in. They destroyed what we have gathered together and built. And I wonder why people, the major problem I have, I'm trying to ask that question and find answer. I can't find answer. Why do people still go to listen to these people? Even as we speak, we have had their confession. They claim that even when they were doing their fundraising, it was all a fabricated fundraising, audio fundraising. They were always doing that to improve things, to make people believe that they are doing something. They are not doing anything. That same thing was what they did with the Liberation Army. People believed that they were the Liberation Army, but they were not with them. People believed they were giving money to the Liberation. They were not funding the Liberation Army. Nobody was funding the Liberation Army. Nobody was funding them. Because the Liberation Army themselves got stranded in the middle. They got stuck in the middle. They don't know whether to go right or to go left. The propaganda caught them unaware. The propaganda caught the Liberation Army. You see, that is why sometimes I blame them, but I don't blame them much. I blame the Liberation Army, but I don't blame them much. When this division kicked in, messages and propaganda was coming from the left, from the right, this and that. And that is why, in most cases, you saw that Butuzo was silent. He never spoke most times. He never spoke most times. On few times we saw his audio, it was a different ballgame. He was not actually dancing to anybody, to any side. The confusion was so much. The devil crept in and we allowed it. And the devil destroyed every single thing we have worked for. Are you not worried? Are you not troubled about what is happening? Why would you still be listening to this group of individuals that has nothing to offer you? Why? The calamity that we are seeing in Biafra land today, the shame you see in Biafra land today, the insecurity that increased today is caused by this group of individuals that decided to do the part of lies and propaganda. And today they are still bold enough to come out and begin to talk, begin to redirect your brain. Is it how small, little your brains are? I'm asking my fellow Biafrans. Is it true that our brain is so little that we cannot be able to differentiate between truth and lies? Even when the truth is so clear and glaring. Even when the truth is so clear and glaring, is it true that we the Biafran people cannot differentiate between good and evil. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. Is it true that we, the Biafrans, cannot differentiate between good and evil? Is it true? Is it true that we, the Biafrans, our brain is so little that when we see the truth, we cannot recognize it? Is it that our heart is so dark? Is it that our mind is so dark? Is it that our mind is so evil that when we see the truth very bright, we cannot be able to see it and embrace it? How long shall we continue to wallow in confusion, in deceit, and in disunity? How long? This is the time we have to come together. Wherever you are as a Biafran, it is time that we come together. Throw away your ego. Throw away that your power you want to exhibit. Throw away that pride in you. Without you, nothing will happen. Without your command, nothing works. That pride, I can bet you that every single Biafra is important. Don't think you are important more than any other person. No Biafra is more important than the other. That is why Mazen Nandekano said that Biafra is bigger than an individual. No human being, including himself, is bigger than Biafra. I didn't say it. Mazen Nandekano said it. That Biafra is bigger than an individual. We are equally important. The poor, the rich, the uneducated, the educated, we are all equally important. As you are making your donations and you think that everything lies on you, there are men who are putting their life on the line, putting their boot on the ground, facing the bullet. Without those men, whatever you are doing is useless. At the same time, as the men are putting their boot on the ground fighting, without those ones who are doing the diplomatic work, speaking on international level, what you are doing cannot have effect. The world will not hear you. I might tell you, the world do not operate according to your noise. You can make this noise until thy kingdom come. Nobody will come to your end until you officially state your case. Now you see that everybody is important. Everybody is important. If you're in the media, use your media well. Speak about the welfare of Biafran people. Stop using your platform for propaganda and blackmail. And the most painful thing is blackmail against your own brothers and sisters. We know in warfare, there are propaganda. There is propaganda in warfare. You can use propaganda in warfare, but not using propaganda against your own brothers, against your own sisters. And when you want to introduce your propaganda, use a sensible propaganda that has a positive effect to the struggle. What are you going to gain when you call your brother, you bring your sister, you begin to call them name that is not theirs? You begin to speak about their private life. You begin to destroy their identity. You begin to tell lies of whom they are and who they are not. You begin to say things that you have no knowledge about. Why don't you channel that energy to the Janjaweed? Why don't you channel that energy to the terrorist government of Nigeria? Why don't you channel that energy to those who are making us today to be extinct, who say we will not breathe? Biafra land is bleeding. The blood of innocent is crying in Biafra land every blessed day. The blood of the innocent is crying. Look at this one that happened recently. Healthy men, soldiers. If we decide to buy all the people in Biafra land, all the men in Biafra land, who are the ones that are going to fight for us? If you allow them to continue to buy your brother, your sisters, who will be the ones to defend the land as the Fulanis are entering? The Fulanis are just waiting at the gates, and they allow us to take our hand and destroy ourselves. The Fulanis are just standing by, watching us, and we are doing the dirty job for them. Are you not worried? Are you not worried? The Fulanization and Islamization of Biafran land is fast coming up, and we know there is no way we can defend ourselves without a fight. Who are those that are going to go to that war? It is men like you, like me. If we continue to destroy ourselves and take innocent life, who are the ones that are going to face that war? Who are the ones that are going to go to that battle? Who? Why must we continue allow ourselves to be used against us? Why? Do you think that when you betray your brother, that enemy will trust you? I bet you are a joker. If you think that betraying your own brother will make your enemy trust you, you are mad. You are insane. They can use you for as long as they want. And at the end of the day, they will throw you to dustbin. It is a shame that some of us do not learn. We don't pay attention. There are several examples of betrayal in Biafra land that's ended disastrously. Many blackmail, propaganda, sell-over, and sabotage in Biafra land that's ended in a disastrous way. Call it politically, economically, emotionally. They all ended in a very disastrous way, more especially in the political set. Look at all the men that betrayed Biafra. Look at all those ones that proscribed the IPOB. Where are they? Every one of them that was there proscribed IPOB because they want to be vice president, they want to be governors. Where are they today? Where are they? The people that gathered, held meeting and proscribed their own people. They marked you and I for that. They literally told Nigerian government, any place you see a Biafran, more especially Igbo Biafran, take them down. Signed and sealed by governors of the Southeast. Where are they today? Where are they? All those people who were there, where are they? And I bet you they will pay the price of what they have done. And they are going to pay more heavy price. Chukwu will never let us alone. And he has never left us alone. But what about us that he's fighting for? What are we doing to ourselves, for ourselves, and in ourselves? What are we doing? You see the way the Fulanis are protecting their own. The Fulanis, both their politicians, their imam, their pastors, they are protecting their own. Their own. They don't care. Whether be it a terrorist, whether be it a murderer, the Fulanis don't care. You can never see them coming against their own. You can never see them bringing their own to be murdered. The kind of bloodletting that is happening in Imo State today, you can't see it any person in North. Is it Imo in Nigeria? Is Imo State the most terrorized or insecure? Of course not. In North Nigeria, we have Borno State. Borno State is the homeland of terrorism. Terrorists of different kinds have their headquarters in Borno State. How many times have you seen the Borno governor coming out to boast of bombing people? How many times have you seen the Borno governor come out to call the army to go and bomb the people? You can never find that. Half of Niger State is in the hand of the terrorists. Remember, former president of Nigeria, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, is from Niger State. Half of his state is in the hand of terrorists. If there are people that can command the military to come and flush people out, it is that man. He's part of them, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, former president of Nigeria, his own state, terrorists and bandits are in charge in half. You can never ever see him calling the military to come and raid innocent people, to come and flush them out. He doesn't do that. These are known terrorists. We know that these are terrorists, which is what he's supposed to do, but he will never do it. Why won't he do it? Because they are of the same breed. He is preserving their own. He believes that they are their foot soldiers. He believes that they need them. No matter how bad or how stubborn somebody is, you need them. They need them. That is why they will never call for their extermination. Remember, the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, was appointed by Boko Haram to be their spokesman. These informations are in the public. It is not a propaganda. Real. You can find it even in their conventional media. A terrorist group appointed former president to come and speak on their behalf. Even as at that, he still won the presidency. This was when he was not a president, though. He wasn't a president, though. He has served the first presidency and he went out before he came the second time. He was appointed by Boko Haram to speak on their behalf. And he came, he spoke unapologetically. Yet he contested and he won election and became the president and now opened the gate of hell. They preserve their own. They preserve their own. In all the states in the north, bandits, terrorists are in charge. They know their location. These are people that go operation and they cover it with video. They use that video to show everybody. They go for operation, they use video to cover it, and they share the video. So you wouldn't tell me you can't trace them. The terrorists in Nigeria are not hiding. The bandits are not hiding. They collect their ransom through bank. They catch people and they take video. In this century, in 21st century, tracking any human being that is using cell phone and the government cannot track that person, government is not supposed to be in place. Any government that cannot track somebody using cell phone, some ragtag idiot in the bush that doesn't know anything about technology, you can't track them. But yet, when you come to Biafra land, a place where the demand is clear, these are two different things. In the northern part of Nigeria, nobody knows what they don't have. What they want is that they want to change the country entirely, Islamize it and make it, colonize it. They want to take over the land. An impossible mission that no human being on the planet Earth will support. But yet, nobody's outraged about that. But in the southeastern part of Nigeria, Biafra land, our demand is clear. We want to be on our own. The reasons why we want to be on our own is very clear, stated very clearly. These are the reasons. We have been made an endangered person in our land. The genocide and atrocities of the government against us. The government of Nigeria, all their policy is against us. They do not want us to be part of them. They are fighting war against us economically, politically, on different angles. And this war have lasted for more than 50 years. And because of that, we want to be on our own. We want to go our separate ways and be on our own. A clear demand. Let every region be on their own. Nobody want to listen. Nobody want to sit with us on the table. The same people we go and bring Boko Haram, tell you that they have repented, recruit them and put them into the military. These are people that their demands are not reasonable, but yet they were discussed with. But those of us that have a reasonable demand to save life, a reasonable demand to save humanity, a reasonable demand to bring in peace, nobody wants to sit on the table with us. And much painful, those we call our representatives, the governors, the politicians, those who call themselves the elites, those who call themselves the big men, they don't care about you. Instead, they join the government, invite them to bring mayhem upon their people. They end up to convince some people, some ignorant people, join them and begin to act as an informant against their own people. The loss of life you see in Biafra land in the hand of the military is complete genocide. These are people, you see where they destroy homes of people, economic sabotage, economic war, destroying businesses, destroying markets, destroying everything on their way. They go to a market, they pull the market down and destroy it. Go to people's house, they pull the building down and destroy it. They enter into a village, any young man they see, they gun him down. What does that mean? And we have people who claim to be elites. We have people who claim to be politicians. We have people who claim to be representatives. The military will enter in a village and begin to take the life of innocent people for committing no crime simply because they are found in that area. Every young man that is of age, they gun him down. We saw it happening on Waka. I don't know when they enacted a law that somebody can be extrajudicially murdered without going to the court. I don't blame them. The reason the military can be boldly going to Biafra land, destroying lives and property, is as a result of the proscription that was done by Biafrans themselves, Biafran governors in the southeast, came together and gave the military the authority to come and take life at will. And up to this moment, they have not had a change of heart to remove that. Even while we are speaking, in the era of Tinubu, instead of removing that proscription in the court, when they went to the court, they continue to uphold that proscription. That is why today, when I see them talking about Freemasons, and you see a governor or those elites talking about Freemasons, these are a bunch of idiots, bunch of clowns, pretenders. None of them want Mazen Nandekan to be free. Because if you want Mazen Nandekan to be freed, the very first thing you have to do is to unproscribe that very group that Mazen Nandekan is leading. Before your very eyes, the group led by Mazen Nandekan is called a terrorist group. That automatically make Mazen Nandekan a terrorist in the eyes of the government. This thing is not a nuclear science. Your common sense should tell you that IPOB that is proscribed as a terrorist organization, our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekan, is the leader of that IPOB. He has not denied being the leader. IPOB is in every country of this world, registered legally as an organization. There is no country in the world that proscribed IPOB. None proscribed IPOB. But you are here. Nigerian government proscribed IPOB. That proscription automatically proscribed the leader. And you are here telling me you are fighting for the freedom of the leader. You are asking the leader to release. But common removal of that proscription, you cannot fight for it. Even when they brought it up in the court, Nigerian government upheld the proscription on IPOB. And you were not worried. How do you think that Mazen Nandekan will get freedom? Even when they grant him bail, that tag, terrorists will still be on him. That tag will still be on him. In as much as IPOB as an organization doesn't exist as far as we are concerned, Mazi Simon Ekpa was very smart. Mazi Simon Ekpa was very smart and intelligent because he knows that the people we have in Nigeria as representatives are idiots. That was why he didn't wait for them to unproscribe IPOB. He knew that IPOB organization have been hijacked by the government and they have now become a political pressure group. political pressure group that was there. That was why Mazi Simon Ekpa smartly moved on onto his own direction, and we all entered into the autopilot. The autopilot brought us to Briggy, and today we are in the United States of Biafra. So whatever prescription they have there doesn't have anything to do with us. But our concern is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is still in their net under that name. That is why we are praying that once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, this organization called IPOB will be thrown into the dustbin. Every one of us, we are IPOB by birth, the indigenous people of Biafra. We are IPOB by birth. But that organization will be thrown into the dustbin where it belongs. Just like what is happening today in the Briggy. That is what happened in IPOB. They went and removed the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the IPOB registration. Some of you have forgotten that part of the story. The same way Isaiah Anyog removed Mazi Simon Ekpa in registration of Briggy in Baltimore. The same way Isaiah Anyog removed the name of Mazi Simon Ekpa and make himself president. They did the same thing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All these DOS, they did it. And Mazi Simon Ekpa blew the trumpet when he saw it. He blew the trumpet. And they rushed and began to put it back. The same thing happened. It is just the same template playing out again and again. My fellow Biafrans, we must rise up, because Nigeria doesn't mean well for you. Nigerian government is a terrorist government, and it does not matter who is in charge. Today, your brother Peter Obi is fighting to be there. If Peter Obi go there, he will terrorize you more than Tinubu. If Peter Obi gets into the Asorok, he will terrorize you more than Tinubu. Terrorism is part of Nigerian government established by the British. That is their structure. The foundation is built on lie and terrorism. Remember, the amalgamation was done by force. It was not agreement. It was by force that the Northern and the Southern Protectorate was forced to get together for the business of the West. For the business of the West. Not for your interest, not for my interest. Not for the Hausas, not for the Yorubas, not for the Biafrans. Some of you forget that. And it's still because of that evil agenda. Whether anybody, whether your brother, your sister, your mother becomes the president of Nigeria and gets into Asorok, he or she will terrorize you more than ever. He will terrorize you. You will see what you have not seen before. The earlier you begin to understand that, the better for you and I. The terrorism you are seeing today in Nigeria is sponsored, funded directly and indirectly by Nigerian government. I didn't say it. In their conventional media, they say it. It's not me. You know, when we say it in the social media, they say, oh, you're lying. But there are evidence. In their own conventional media, people come and say that the government is the sponsorer of the terrorism. They are directly involved in the insecurity you are seeing today. I want us to listen to this video. Let us listen to this video. Because sometimes it's important we bring these things. We'll take your memory back to where we are coming from. Maybe that will help you to understand better.
Revelations are emerging on how Nigeria got itself into the current insecurity that has spread to many parts of the country. A former chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, that's Abubakar Kawu Baraje, traced the origin of the current insecurity in the country to the influx of Fulani from neighboring countries like Sierra Leone, Mali, Senegal, Niger, and Chad, brought into the country for election purposes back in 2015. He also backed self-help initiatives of the Southwest governors, stating that responses of Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho to the herdsman menace were necessary because the federal government failed in its principal responsibility to secure life and property. Baraje, who once served as the party's national secretary and chairman of the breakaway faction of PDP, said the Fulani men causing havoc in the country are not aboriginal to Nigeria. Or to speak more on the allegation of importing Fulani militias from Mali, Sierra Leone, Senegal to fuel insecurity so as to win the 2015 elections, former PDP National Chairman Alhaji Kawu Baraje joins us on Newsday. Good to have you on the program. Alhaji.
What you are just going to hear is how Nigerian government sponsored terrorism, how the Fulani terrorist group took over Nigeria. You know, when we say it, some people will think this is one of the chieftains, what do they call them? The chieftain of APC or whatever, or PDP, making a confession, Kawu Baraje, another, making a confession how they brought the terrorism you are seeing today. So when we say Nigerian government is sponsoring terrorism, some of you think, oh, it's a propaganda, oh, it's a blackmail. It's up to you. Continue to think it's a propaganda. But I bet you it is the truth and nothing but the truth. From their own conventional media, this program is coming. I want you to listen, to refresh your memory where we are coming from. For those of you who have forgotten, I want you to pay attention closely. Listen to him.
So much. Haji Kawu, thank you so much for being here. So that was very revelatory, the allegations being made here. I'm just wondering the timing of this revelation and what role you might have played in all of this.
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. I just want to, we are not surprised. I am not surprised because this is the period that political mudslingers will continue to want to cling to the last straw when their own party is sinking. PDP is not sinking. I am not sinking. I am not in APC. And I will never be in APC. What I said categorically was that in 2014-15, in preparation for 2015 elections, all efforts were made to ensure that APC came into power. And as a build-up towards that election, APC never, or some people in APC never thought they were going to win an election. So all manners of scandals were prepared, to ensure that if APC didn't win, then Nigeria may not stay. That's what I said. And the correct thing was carried. And I'm so surprised that some mischief makers are at work. Even last week, they came up to put my name on the record that I am defecting to APC. And I told them that that's their wishes. It is this period that any sinking party will be looking for good character to smear, and not me. I'm Abubakar Kawaraji. That's my stand.
Now, I'd like to follow up on something that you mentioned earlier. You said that you were indeed with the APC, but that you quickly left before you got your fingers burnt. Can you explain what you meant by that statement?
Yes. You see, when political parties and associations form alliances, they form alliances based on some agreements. Such agreements becomes operational if such party that was put into focus comes into power. APC was the party that various groups came together to form. And it came around at a time when we had some internal problems in PDP. And I happened to be pushed forward to provide leadership for the group that was coming from the PDP, which was known as the new PDP, the defunct new PDP. So we were on agreement on certain issues. And immediately we came into power. No sooner that we realized that those agreements were being violated. Then we have to go back because we stood for honesty, we stood for fighting for the masses, and the idea that we had before we went to agreement was that the individuals that were meeting APC, as they refer to themselves as progressive, the idea they had was not progressive enough for us. That's what I mean.
All right, Alaji Baraje. Speaking.
The most important information I want us to hear here is the confession of this man. I want you to listen to what this lady had to say.
Part of the country. A former chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, that's Abubakar Kawu Baraje, traced the origin of the current insecurity in the country to the influx of Fulani from neighboring countries like Sierra Leone, Mali, Senegal, Niger, and Chad to the country for election purposes back in 2015. He also backed self-help initiatives of the Southwest governors, stating that responses of Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho to the herdsman menace were necessary because the federal government failed in its principal responsibility to secure life and property.
When you listen to what this broadcaster said, this man that just spoke, Kawu Baraje, I don't want us to go there. It's a very long program. I don't want us to go there. This is a man that made a confession that it was the government of Nigeria that went and brought in the terrorists into the Fulanis. And they are Fulanis. And this man himself said he supports the action taken by Sunday Igboho then. He supports the action taken by Sunday Igboho to protect his people. The same action we are taking today, the same action man Samuel is taking, that even the people in Biafra land are fighting him. I don't know why our own case is different, but wherever you are as a Biafran, I want you to pray that our situation will not be worse than that of the Tifi people. You have removed Mazen Nandekano with your gossip and propaganda. You remove Mazen Samanepa with your gossip and propaganda. Today, the Fulanis have surrounded everywhere. Pray that the situation of the Tifi people is not better than our own. You are hearing the report of what is happening in Tifi. You are hearing the report of what is going on in the land of Tifi people. You heard about the 200 men that they lost and what transpired. Government was aware. Everybody was aware. They were all in it together. And yet, they watched those things happen. Pray that our situation does not become like that of the Tifi people. And that is what we are going to see. That is what we are seeing today. That is, if care is not taken, the situation of the Tifi people will be better than us. Nobody is going to save you. It is only us that will save ourselves. You had the confession of what transpired in Tifi land. We had 200 men we are murdered. You had the confession. Let me see if I can get that confession so that we can listen to the eyewitness account again. Eyewitness account of what happened in Tifi land. We had 200 men. We are murdered. Let me see if I can get it. Let us listen briefly, just briefly, to the eyewitness account so that you can know what we are about to face. That if care is not taken, our situation is going to be worse.
More than 200 people were killed. When I woke up this morning and I got the story of what happened, the first 7 calls I put across were all killed. The first 7 guys I called.
You tried to call, we're all dead.
Exactly. They were all dead. So in my village today, if you speak to someone, just be very rest assured that in the next 1 week or 2 weeks, you hear the sad news about that person you've just spoken to.
Did you hear what's happening in Tifi land? That when you call somebody today and speak to him, be rest assured that in the next 2 weeks, when you call the person again, the person will be dead. This is what is happening in Tifi land. This man is telling you what is happening in his own place. Once you call somebody on phone and speak to that person, there is every possibility that when you call that person again in the next 2 weeks, that person will be dead in the hand of the Fulanis. And this is what is trying to replicate in our land. Today, you are not even sure in Biafra land that the person that goes out will come in. Every time you have a phone call from Nigeria, your mind will fly out. Nobody is sure of seeing the next day in Biafra land. This is what the people is facing. This is a first-hand eyewitness account. You heard him saying that when you call somebody from his village, call back in the next day, on the next 2 weeks, you'll be rest assured that that person will be dead. Hear it from him again.
The first 7 calls I put across were all killed. The first 7 guys I called.
You tried to call, we're all dead.
Exactly. They were all dead. So in my village today, if you speak to someone, just be very rest assured that in the next 1 week or 2 weeks, you hear the sad news about that person you've just spoken to. And do you know, before now, just last month, about 20 people were killed in that same village. They are the Fulani, and it's not any profiling. They are the Fulani, it's not any profiling. When people want to be politically correct, they will say, no, that is an ethnic, it's not, and that is why you see the Sultan of Sokoto will not react to this. He reacted when just about 11 people were butchered were killed in Edo State, the so-called hunters. They reacted. They put up Northern Elders Forum. They made several press conferences. Many governors stood up. The governor of Edo had to travel to some of the states to go and say sorry. Just 11.
Did you hear that? When those acclaimed hunters, people you and I know that they are not hunters. I know, you know that those people were not hunters. What are you going to hunt all the way from Sokoto or Borno in River State? What are you going to hunt in River State? They were not hunters. But when those people were brought down, those terrorists were brought down, Sultan of Sokoto spoke out. All the northern governors, they were outraged and they were talking. And before you know it, the southern governors begin to travel all the way to Sokoto to go and apologize. But in your own case, who cares? They come to Biafra land, they murder people. Look at what happened in Umuaka recently. Innocent life taken. Look at the one that's happening in Anambra State, Ebonyi State. Innocent life taken. Nobody is apologizing to anybody. Nobody is saying sorry. Look at the one that happened in the Tifi land. Nobody is apologizing. Nobody said sorry. But when it happens to them, everybody will running helter skelter. They have made you so scared. They have conditioned the people in the South to accept second, third class citizen. They can do anything and get away with it. And you still want to be part of this very contraption. You are mad. As for we Biafrans, we will be out. But it's not just saying that you'll be out. You must prepare. Stop sabotaging your brother and your sister. Stop sabotaging your fellow Biafran. Stop sabotaging. The Janjaweed don't even sabotage their terrorists. They don't sabotage their thieves. They don't. The Janjaweed don't sabotage their own. It doesn't matter what the person is doing. They don't sabotage it. We have to learn. Borrow leave from them. Borrow leave. Learn how to preserve your own. I have said it and shouted it. We must begin to learn how to preserve our own. Self-preservation. We have to start it now, not tomorrow.
They made several press conferences. Many governors stood up. The governor of Edo had to travel to some of the states to go and say sorry. Just 11 hunters. That is alleged hunters.
Alleged hunters. They are not hunters.
Who were killed. Now 200. Nobody in the north.
They are not hunters.
Because that is the collective agenda. Jihad and the complete takeover of the land of our people. And let me tell you, I'm saying it authoritatively. I'm an authority in this area. I was born and raised in Jos. I speak Hausa as my first language. I speak Hausa better than I speak Tiv. And let me tell you, this thing they call intelligence. We are the sources of this intelligence. The government sometimes use the narrative of intelligence to confuse you. As if what they know is different. They know exactly what we know, but we even know better. Because we are the sources of this intelligence. Many of my friends from the adjoining villages in Nasarawa State, who are of different ethnic group other than the Fulanis. Anytime the Fulanis are mobilizing, like this attack, they told us day before yesterday. We communicated to the security force. Nothing has been done. They communicated to us.
No, just hold on, because this is too much to rush. I'm sorry. Are you saying that you got an intelligence report as a civilian? Your
Yes.
commission had an intelligence report about this particular attack that killed over 200 people. And you
My sister, do you know the funny thing? It is no longer secret. It's just like the secret cultism in Nigeria. They gathered their AK-47 in a community called Giza in Nasarawa State. in the boundary between Nasarawa and Benue, in Giza and Kadoko. All our friends from there, and they come out in the open with their this thing, they hold a meeting openly, you know, they are going to strike in Hirota, and then some people begin to beat them farewell. Allah may God take you safely. May God take you safely. Yes,
Did you hear that? Some of you think I say if care is not taken, our own situation will be worse than this of Tifi. Tifi people are suffering their own today. Look at a first-hand testimony that even before the Fulani strike, they get update. They tell them where they gather their AK-47 and move for the operation. Everybody know. If individuals could know, how much more the security agent? The security agent know, but they will not do anything because it is an agenda that has been signed and sealed that Nigeria belongs to the Fulanis. Anytime you call yourself a Nigerian, exposing yourself to danger. Anytime you embrace the Fulani agenda. Anytime you call yourself a Nigerian, you have already embraced the Fulanization and Islamization of Nigeria. Nobody can stop it. It doesn't matter who you make president. It doesn't matter. Nobody can stop it. The only solution is for us to fight and fight the best way we can to free ourselves from this calamity. Are you not afraid? Are you not shivering when you are hearing this testimony? Are you not shaking hearing this? I want you to pay attention. Hear it again.
So much rush. I'm sorry. Are you saying that you got an intelligence report as a civilian? You're supposed to have an intelligence report about this particular attack that killed over 200 people? And
my sister, do you know the funny thing? It is no longer secret. It's just like the secret cultism in Nigeria. They gathered their AK-47 in a community called Giza in Nasarawa State, in the boundary between Nasarawa and Benue, in Giza and Kadoko. All our friends from there, and they come out in the open with their this thing, they hold a meeting openly, you know, they are going to strike in Hirota, and then some people begin to beat them farewell. Allah may God take you safely. May God take you safely. Yes, they came in more than 100 bikes. Listen, but that is how your country has degenerated. That has gone in quarter light. It has degenerated. And let me tell you, let me also shock you. About 7 soldiers, I'm saying it as it is, about 7 soldiers joined them from the Giza, the community, and joining my own village. And they arrested one who uttered all this, made this confession. He said some of the soldiers from Giza trained them of Fulani ethnic stock, and they joined them, they commanded the whole thing. So what they did yesterday was extremely tactical and strategic with military precision. And right now there are a lot of tea villages in my council wards that have been taken over by Fulani. They take over not just for grazing, but for proper settlement. You go to these villages today, you find even their kids crawling, small kids who are here to start walking. They brought their families, occupying thief homes, thief houses, which are still standing, occupying those houses. And they have their kids there, not just their cattle. So it's not all about open grazing prohibition. It's about total takeover of the land.
Did you hear that confession? Did you hear that? I hope you heard it. That, you know, when we come and say that Nigerian government is a terrorist government and they are sponsoring terrorism directly and indirectly, you don't believe it. They recruit Boko Haram. Here a testimony that 7 military officers were involved in that attack in Benue State. The issue of taking over land, I have talked about it several times. These people that are in IDP camp, don't they have homes? How can somebody be in IDP camp in his own country? In a country that have military, have soldiers, how can your citizens be in IDP camp for 20 good years? People are born in IDP camp, they stay in IDP camp, and they marry in IDP camp. These are people that had their homes. They have where they come from. Look at the man saying it. That in his own place, in Tifi land, there are places where Fulanis come, they take the life of innocent people, take them out, and they occupy their house. They will go and bring their fellow Fulanis with their wives and children and put them there. These informations are important for you to know what is coming in Biafra land if we don't do something. This is what is coming to Biafra land if we do not rise up and do something. You don't know what Mazi Simon Ekpa was stopping. You don't know the importance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Pray. Pray that it is not too late before you know. Just pray that it is not too late. Pray that it is not too late. Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taken the bullet for you and I. They have been in the forefront fighting to see that we have a life. But due to your propaganda, blackmail, and evil mind, you join the enemy to prosecute them, you join to write petition against them, you contribute money to get them kidnapped. And you think it will be well with you. The time has come. You must prepare to face the consequence of your action. For every bullet you throw to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for every lie and propaganda you push to Mazi Simon Ekpa, wait for it. It is coming back to haunt you. Those of you that are acting as informant against the Liberation Army of Biafra, those who are defending you, you are calling them different kinds of names. You are giving them different kinds of bad names, sending military towards them to take them out. Don't worry. Don't worry. You will later cry and ask for them, and you will not hear them or you see them. You will cry for them to come to your rescue, and you will never see any one of them. Everyone that is watching me on this program, we must rise up. We must rise up, wake up as early as possible. This is not the time for jokes. This is not the time for play. Wherever you are, you must rise up. This is not the time for propaganda and blackmail. This is not the time to be focusing on your brother and your sister, calling your brother names, calling your sister names. This is not the time for all those nonsense. This is not the time for greed, envy, and jealousy. That money you are collecting, will you be alive to eat it? That is the question. That money you are collecting to betray your brother, to betray your sister, to destroy what we are doing, will you be alive to eat it? Ask yourself that question and have a rethink before it is too late. I appreciate everyone that have joined us on this very quick program. Thank you for being part of the program. As I always say, I will always come here every evening to give a short broadcast. And in the morning, we will come back to continue from where we stopped. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every one of us that have participated in this program. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every single one of us. Give us that wisdom, knowledge, understanding to walk away from sabotage and continue to pursue the path of truth. Only Chukwu Okike Abiyama will save us. We must do our part at the same time and allow Chukwu Okike Abiyama to do his work. Stop the sabotage. Stop the lies. Stop the blackmail of your own brother. Your brother is not the enemy. The enemies know themselves. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talked of cutting out the head of the serpent. Once we cut off the head of the serpent, the body will be useless. That's why we have to focus on the real enemy. The Janjaweed, the Nigerian government that are sponsoring these people, giving this money for this sabotage. Once we can be able to defeat them, every other thing is going to stop. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every Biafrans. Guide and protect all our leaders. Give them wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and strengthen us until we overcome. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you in the morning, and we will continue from where we stopped. Stay blessed.
What's that, Martin? We're not fighting each other. We know where we're going. We're going to get Biafra. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Absolutely nothing. 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 I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. I can assure you. If Biafra is fighting for you, no one will touch your property. If you're fighting alone, you're bound to lose it. So Biafra is the best. We will become the 16th member country of ECOWAS. If Nigeria doesn't release those properties, then we'll take them to court and we'll get them back. Even twice the value. The Jews had investments all over the world. Most of the priceless artifacts and paintings belong to many families in Germany. It was stolen by the Nazi Party. Do you know that? Eventually they got everything back with compensation on top of it. That's what we're going to do. If you touch our investments, we'll come back for you. And we'll know where we can get it from. So there is nothing for anyone to worry about. It's only if I'm not stopping you from being a Nigerian, if you are born on the streets of Lagos and you want to be a Lagosian and your name is Adamma, oh, well and good. There's no problem.
Yeah, my dear, on the beat.
See Mami Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche de Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Pekin don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know, babe.
Chinny do voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she no sabi this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joins with the trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word. Listen to Biafran. I will tell you a story about the one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The driver they go. The driver they go. Opposite Udi. By the rocky hand the side. Along Gusukudu road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the funny boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver wait.